Okay, guys. Meanwhile, I'll start in just 1 minute. And meanwhile, I'll request everybody to just ping in your job role. Just send me a Zoom chat. Just type in yes if you are a DBA. And if you are not a DBA, just type in your role. Like if you are an apps DBA, if you are a developer, just type in what you are. So I expect most of the people are DBAs here. Type in yes if you are a DBA and type in like apps DBA or something like that. Core Oracle DBA, perfect, perfect, DBA, DBA, DBA. Okay, perfect, perfect. So if you are already working on Exadata, you can also type Exadata there. If you are already working on Exadata, so you can type Exadata. And if you don't know Exadata, that is okay. We are going to talk about the Exadata now. And if you are from apps DBA, developer, Python developer, something like that, please ping in there. But sadly for Python developers or for developers, this course is not there. This is not for the Python developers. These are for the OS admin will work. Yes. OS admin, Oracle DBAs, even for the apps DBA, you can do an extension. But okay, you are an apps DBA. Okay, perfect. Okay, fine, fine. Receiving many responses from the people. Okay. Apps DBA, Core DBA. Okay, fine. Oracle DBA. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So now, fine. I can see now other people are also joining. So let me start. So now I'll make it quick and crisp. I don't want to waste anybody's time, right? And I'll give a 15-20 minutes of a quick introduction of what this course is all about and why this is constructed like this. And then I'll open up for the Q&A for 15-20 minutes more. Okay. Whatever questions you have, I'll try to answer each of them. So now there is a totally there is a change after the implementation or the evolvement of the cloud. There is a total change in the roles. So roles of DBA are completely evolving, and today or tomorrow you have to evolve with that role. Now, how the role is evolving and what should be the path and where the Exadata comes into the picture. Let us discuss that and why it is important, right? So few things which we were doing as a DBA. Now I have around 15 years of experience, out of which 6 to 7 years I was a DBA. And then I upgraded myself to cloud, DevOps, Kubernetes, Exadata, ExaCC, OCI, and I've been into Oracle domain because I get so much of work in the Oracle. So I keep myself busy in the Exadata, ExaCC, and Oracle domains. So now the evolvement of the path. Understand, most of the Oracle senior management people have been giving the advices on the LinkedIn, on the newsletters, right? That DBAs have to upgrade. Upgrade means whatever you are doing, you will do that. But you have to master the architecture of the platform. Now, what is happening earlier? If you were any admin, earlier, when I say earlier, that means when cloud was not there, when there were the systems and there were the people who were managing the systems. That means if an apps DBA was managing the application, he doesn't know about anything about the infrastructure, right? 1 second. Why my annotation is not working? Right. So now this is the legacy admin. For example, apps DBA, for example, the DBAs, right? And for example, the developers, or for example, the storage admins. Now, what we used to manage, we used to manage these complex systems. So, for example, if the DBA is managing this databases A, B, and C, he would always be busy in taking the backups of the databases. He would always be busy in performance tuning. He would always be busy in configuring the database, right? Now, all those things, these things are automated in cloud. These things are automated in OCI, right? So now the path is from a DBA, you should focus on becoming the platform engineer. That means you should understand the system architecture. You should understand the cloud control planes, the hybrid architecture. You should have a survival guide. That means you have to upgrade. Because now when you go to the next systems, just give me 1 minute. Okay. Now, when you will come to the reality, right? So in reality, a lot of things have changed because all these tasks are already automated. Automated means you just configure it once and it will happen automatically. So the focus is more changing towards now. Now let's talk about performance tuning. How many DBAs say they do a lot of performance tuning? How many DBAs? Just type in yes in the chat window. How many DBAs have spent a lot of nights in tuning the systems? Many people, right? Many people have spent a lot of time in patching, which is a single click job now. Patching is a single click job. It is only single click in cloud, right? We have been configuring RMAN backups, right? Data export, import, lot of things like that. Now all those things are automated. Even for the apps DB and OS admin, the backups of the storage you were used to take, now those are automated. You can take in a single click, right? No need for that overnight activities for taking the lunch and taking the backups. Everything is automated now in cloud. Now, what we need to understand, when a lot of things are automated, where is the focus? The focus is on the architecture because things are very fast. So you should understand the architecture now, right? How? Now, there is a public cloud which is called OCI, on which the Exadatas are working. Now, before I cover this, understand three important points for a DBA. Three important points you understand. OCI is very important for you because this is the base layer. This is the land. If you have to build a house of a 5 floor, right? I'll ask somebody to raise a hand first. So if I have to build a house which is of 5 floor, what is the first thing which I should do? What is the first thing which I will do? Anybody who wants to answer that please raise a hand. What is the first thing I need? Basement, foundation, yeah. Blueprint, perfect. Basement, foundation, yeah. Okay. So many people might not be needing the basement. A strong foundation, yes, that is the correct word. A strong foundation, or maybe the foundation or strong foundation, right? So if your foundation is not correct, right, strong foundation, then whatever buildings you will make on top of it are not stable. So first thing is the land, and then the foundation of that land, digging that land, inserting the pipes, right? So that the structure what you build should be stable. So OCI is that foundation for you. OCI is that foundation. Now, after OCI, the second important thing is the Exadata. Why Exadata is important? Because Exadata is the best engineered system till now. Best engineered system. No company can compete this guy in past 20 years, 2 decades. It is leading the market since 2 decades. Nobody is close to this. Google Cloud, AWS, and Azure. All of the three now have the offering of running Exadata on their infrastructure. You understand? Understand the power of Exadata. Why would any cloud do tie up with Oracle to run Exadata on their environment, on their cloud? But they have to do because so much of requirement is there. 95% you go and check. Today, everybody has a AI, everybody has ChatGPT and Claude and AI tools. You go and check. 95% of the big organizations out of 500, top 500 runs on Exadata. Right? Now, when Oracle saw that we need to convert this Exadata into the cloud, so they enabled 2 more important things. That is, one is ExaCS. That means the same Exadata engineered system will be running on the public OCI infrastructure. And the same Exadata will be running in a private mode, which we will call as ExaCC. That is Exadata Cloud at Customer. So this course is all about these 3 things. One is 20% of the OCI, which is required to configure the Exadata ExaCS. Then rest 80% is 40% is Exadata and 40% is ExaCS and ExaCC, right? So now with the evolvement of the public cloud, we have a lot of stateless Microsoft services. We have standard SSDs, network tolerance, replicas we can create in minutes. All these things we can do in minutes, right? And with the help of Exadata, we have a stateful, very high IOPS, millisecond record. I mean, very fast RDMA network. We have real application, cache fusion, and a lot of other things, right? So the thing is, when both are combined, that means when Exadata starts running on the OCI or any public platform, which Oracle did it, it is very beneficial for the customers. Because the customers always want to move to a scalable architecture. Everybody wants a scalable architecture, right? They want to scale. Now, the problem what I faced in constructing this course, I'll come on that also later. But first, let us move ahead. Now, don't stuck into the legacy task, because understand this, if you can understand this today, or you will have to understand this tomorrow, right? I have taught around more than 1000 people up till now. I have helped them from becoming a DBA to either an OCI architect or to an Exadata expert. Okay. I focus on this. I focus on these guys like you. DBAs or OS admins or apps DBAs, right? Mostly DBAs, 80%. Okay. Now, all these tasks in the autonomous era, where we have ADB autonomous databases, we have Exadatas, right? A lot of things are automated. Everything is automated. Single click patching will be done. Single click backups will be done. No value. What is the value? The value is when we go towards the architecture and engineering of that. That means how the security will be implemented, how the hybrid connectivity will be implemented, how the space management will be implemented, how the pipeline will be designed to deploy something using the automation, right? Now we have so much of tools. Today we have ChatGPT. Today we have Claude, right? You can build a lot of automations using this. I build day in, day out. I have stopped writing the code. I have not written a single line of code since last 1 year. I use this to write, but I should know the architecture. Otherwise, how I would deploy, right? So there is a pivot. The pivot is between a platform engineer and a database administrator. So now I will request you to become an Exadata SME who is a platform engineer, ExaCC SME who is a platform engineer. You are managing the whole machines. You are not only managing the database. You are going towards management of the whole machine, right? So the new definition says that I will keep the database running, and the new role says that I engineer the automation that allows the database to run itself, right? I will write such a code, or I will build such an architecture that will allow this guy to run itself. Correct? So we have to focus like that. Now, these are the three things which are very hot in market. First thing is, this is Exadata, which is sitting on premises. Now, when Oracle saw that they have a very good OCI, they have launched very good Oracle Cloud. They have launched a very good cloud, which is OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Then they said, why not we put in this machine into the cloud, which can give customers the features like running this on a very massive scale. They can deploy this on a very massive scale, right? So these are the three models which share the same high performance hardware DNA. So the hardware is same, but the way of architecture is different. Deployment of ExaCC is different than deployment of ExaCS, but both are running Exadata. So first you will have to understand Oracle Cloud. That means how the cloud is running. Then you have to understand what is Exadata. That means what components are important in Exadata. And then we have to go towards the journey that how ExaCS and ExaCC is implemented, right? Now, all these features, Exadata software, smart scan, RDBMS, storage index, we'll do in detail. And all these works for all the three machines. But the deployment pattern is different. The architecture of Exadata remains same, but a lot of additions and a lot of architecture changes are there. Because it is not about the difference in the hardware, it is about the responsibility model and the control plane. Control plane means there's a control plane which controls the deployment of this ExaCC and ExaCS, and which controls the operational headache, right? So we have to deep dive inside the Exadata of on-prem. First, we have to understand what is Exadata on-prem. What is this hardware which is plugged in into the OCI and plugged in into the ExaCC? What this hardware is giving, right? Because this was a engineered system by Oracle. So it is very, very different from running a database. It is not, the database runs on top of this. On the compute nodes, your database runs, right? And then you have InfiniBand fabric, which is a very high fabric to communicate between the storage and the database, right? So this was a classic architecture which had a different ownership model, right? Which gives us 60% of the time spent on plumbing. That means a lot of time of customer was spent on Exadata on doing the operational task or doing the patching. I mean, operational tasks come up under the patching only, right? Doing the backups. So all these kinds of operational tasks were there still. But when This is now converted into ExaCC and ExaCS. The architecture of Exadata remains the same, but lot of architecture additions are there, right? And eventually both ExaCC and ExaCS are connected to the OCI using the control plane. So you have to understand how the control plane works, how the physical rack is configured, how the VMs are designed, what is DOM U, what is DOM O, right? Who manages what is managed by the customer. So when I'm saying Oracle will manage the infrastructure, so in Exadata, what Oracle used to manage, in ExaCC, what Oracle will manage, and in ExaCS, what Oracle will manage, and then what customer will manage. This is the biggest problem in market today. The customers doesn't understand that what is their roles and responsibility, and then they end up in corruption of the hardware, failing of the hardware, panicking, raising multiple SRs, and that will not work because there's a SLA, there's a model. Now, when the customer is not understanding this, who are the guys who is going to understand this? Now, who are the guys? Now, let's suppose I have a customer who is running on Exadata, right? He wants to move to ExaCC and ExaCS because since 10 years he was stuck in Exadata. If you want to scale Exadata, it's a on-prem hardware. You cannot scale the way you can scale ExaCC and ExaCS because this is cloud. If you want, you can scale this ExaCS from 10 to 100 OCPU, from 1 terabyte to 100 terabyte of storage, right? How this guy is going to, who is going to help these guys? Who are the guys? Guys, just give me a minute. I need to take this call. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry. I'm getting a call from one of my customers. Just give me 1 minute. Huh? Now, who are the guys who will help this customer to migrate from Exadata to this guy, to this new architecture? Who are the guys? Tell me, who will help? Ping me in the chat window. Who do you think will help the customer to move or to upgrade? Anybody who wants to answer that, I'll unmute you. Raise your hand, please. Exadata DBA. Okay, good. What else? Who else? Exadata architect. Perfect. Okay. A person who knows OCI and Exadata. Perfect. Yes. Close to those answers. Yes. Cloud DBA. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I like this answer of Harish, who said a person who knows OCI and Exadata. So that means, yeah, you can call. So cloud architect. Now see, cloud architect is a profile. I know hundreds of cloud architect who doesn't know Exadata, who knows only OCI, right? But when a customer comes for Exadata solutioning, they come to me, right? Because they want me to give the suggestion on Exadata. Ultimately, they don't know Exadata. So in cloud architecture also, as a cloud architect also, there are different variations. Now, I like the answer of Harish because what he said is, he said a person who knows OCI, that means he knows the foundation of the cloud. He knows what are the block volumes. He knows how the connectivity works, how the VCN works, right? And then he also knows the Exadata to plug in Exadata into the OCI. So good answer, Harish. I like that answer. So because he knows the basics also, the foundations also, and he knows the engineered system also. The database you already know. So you already have a cake in front of you. I mean, you have a cake where you have been working on this cake, which is called database. That is never going anywhere. Ultimately, the database will be running here and it will be the maximum charge, right? The maximum CPU consumption will go on the database. But what about the other factors which we are discussing? Those also come into the picture. You will still take the backups on the object storage. You will still make the backup on the IAM and OCI monitoring. Now, there are cloud DBAs. There are cloud DBAs who will have this much amount of responsibility, right? There are DBAs who have this much amount of responsibility. Then there are the guys who know OCI plus Exadata, right? They have this much amount of responsibility. And then there comes the guys who know OCI plus Exadata plus ExaCC and ExaCS. So they will have a bit more, right? A bit more. And definitely the responsibilities comes with the dollar value as well. So this guy has to upgrade. A cloud DBA will say, I can migrate your database, I can play with your database, but I don't know what is this VM cluster, what is this Exadata infrastructure, what is this AD, how the IAM policies will be written. I don't know that. Correct? And that's fine. That's fine. So there are different roles. I mean, I've seen many cloud DBAs who know this also. So we have to think about how the scaling will happen, how the delta changes will happen, how the integration will happen, right? All these things are very important. So just take a look at this slide. There, with the every evolvement, the responsibility matrix is changing, which the customer doesn't understand, right? That means when something was running in the on-premises, the hardware repair was the responsibility of customer. DOM-O, responsibility of customer. DOM-O means the root access of the hypervisor. DOM-U means whatever is running on top of the VM. Whatever is running below the virtual machine is the DOM-O, where a hypervisor is controlling that. And whatever is running above the DOM-O, it is DOM-U, right? So everything was responsibility of the customer. Now, with the involvement of ExaCC, Oracle says, I'll take care of the hardware, you focus on your job. With the involvement of ExaCS also, Oracle says, I'll take care of the hardware and the infrastructure, and you take care of rest of the things, but I will not give you the access to DOM-O. I will manage. DOM-O means above hypervisor you manage, below hypervisor we will manage. Right? Now, how to manage that? There are a lot of things in that. So as we move ahead, the roles and responsibilities change, and the control for automation is becoming more important. Control for automation. You have to build a layer where you can control something using the automation, and there are lot of inbuilt automation which Oracle is giving, which you need to learn how things will provision, right? So you have to understand how things are shown on the web console, how the control panel is working, how the data is coming from the data center, right? So because there are a lot of misconceptions. I don't need cloud skills. I manage only on-prem ExaCC. So when you are managing on-prem ExaCC, it is already a cloud. I have talked to DBAs. They say I'm managing ExaCC. They are only managing the database on ExaCC. They don't know about the infrastructure, where it is running. Right. So basically you can consider OCI is the laboratory, right? Where you will learn a lot of automations, and then you will add on the Exadata and ExaCS skills. Now you have to go to a phase of re-engineering. That means retooling, right? I will say that I will not spend 15 hours in creating a backup job for a database. Rather, I will spend my 15 hours in configuring the right infrastructure. A lot of people talk about Terraform, Ansible, OCI, CLI. If you know the architecture, you can write this code using ChatGPT today. Even I do that. No need of writing Terraform code today. It is automated. And I'm shocked when many of the customers and many of the people don't know this. We should use ChatGPT or Claude to write a code for Terraform, Ansible, and OCI, CLI. But we should know the integration. That means on what layer Terraform is working, right? You can configure automatic backups to object storage. You can write multiple OCI CLI commands which you can fire to configure the backups to the object storage, right? Then comes, you can write the compartments. You can create a lot of monitoring, vaults, Bastion services. How to connect? Bastion service, very important point. How to connect? Major problem. So now, also the understanding of the hybrid workload. That means how the applications are connecting to Exadata, right? So it is a kind of a re-engineering. Now, you must be 20% of network engineer today in cloud, every DBA. Otherwise, your customer will say that you need to create a Bastion service and connect to these two machines. You will say, sir, I don't know how the network will work. No, you should know how the network will work. I'm not saying you become a network expert, but you should understand how the VCN and subnet and security list and NSG and gateways are communicating with each other. Right? Now, this is the plan. Everybody should focus on OCI first. But I am covering so much of OCI in this course that even if you don't know OCI, I'll make you learn. Now, everything here, 1 to 3 months. This is 1 month. This is 2 months. Phase 2, which is where you will deep dive into the Exadata infrastructure, ExaCC, ExaCS, everything, right? So combining these two is 2 months actually. And this, I don't recommend to go to DevOps as of now. All 90% of this, what is written here, where the people say DevOps and all, you can write it using ChatGPT. No point of going into the development today. Even the big companies like Facebook, Meta, and the Nvidia have stopped the development and their AIs are doing the development. That means writing the code. Make a AI to write the code. Don't write a code. So that is my perspective, right? And AI can write a better code than us. Focus on the architecture. All the money lies there. If you provision a wrong architecture, the customer production is gone and millions of loss will be there. I have seen that personally in my life with many customers who have provisioned or architected or their architects have architected wrong offerings. It was a hell for them, right? So now, many people will say, why not learn Postgres? Why not learn Aurora? Why not learn GCP database? Yes, you can learn. But if you are an Oracle DBA, Exadata is the biggest thing which you should learn. And most of the customers who run on Exadata, they mostly only 1% migrate to Postgres because they don't take the pain of rewriting the PL SQL, rewriting the IOPS availability, rewriting the licenses. They will have to rewrite their code. So Exadata, very carefully, Oracle has developed like a vendor lock-in. That means once the vendor has landed into Exadata 20 years back and the data is there, they are logged in. And now they have only two options, ExaCC and ExaCS, right? So all the guys who are running on Exadata are now moving towards there because this is cost optimization for them. Because data gravity is the real log. You cannot come out of data gravity. That is very, not a cup of tea for everybody. Only 1% of people are able to do that. I mean, talking about the customers, right? So to end this, we are there to protect the database, right? Correct. We are a department of no. That means we can do a lot of jobs and we take all the blames, right? If anything is not working, mostly the database is down, right? Okay. You guys can relate to it. But the new way is we should start architecting the platform to enable the velocity and we should enable the scale. That means how the scale will happen. Now, here I will stop and I'll take a few questions. So just raise your hand. Somebody saying my voice is not clear, it's cracked. Can somebody confirm? Is it cracking for rest of the guys also? Suresh, raise a hand. Yeah, Suresh, you can just go ahead. Okay, ready? No. So I think you can check your internet, please, Joey. It's okay. Okay, clear, perfect. So Suresh, yeah, please go ahead, Suresh, with your question, and then I'll show you something which I have developed in-house, and that has helped many people to easily understand how this exa flow will go. Yeah, please go ahead, Suresh, with your question. Suresh, are you able to, 1 second. Are you able to unmute, Suresh? Can you please unmute and ask the question? You can't unmute. Okay. Shruti, can you check why Suresh is not able to unmute and other guys are not able to unmute?
Okay, sir, 5 minutes.
Yeah, Shruti, please check.
I will check.
Or if you can unmute Suresh, please.
Please check. Please check now.
Okay, now I am able to unmute. Yeah. So, what about ODA? We have ODA also, right? As a
ODA.
part of
Mhm.
ODA.
Oracle Data Integrator.
Yeah. No, Oracle Database Appliance.
Acha, database appliance. Okay.
Yeah. So
ODA you said. Okay. I thought
do,
ODI.
do,
Yeah. Good.
do you cover that also, or
No, no, ODA is not a part of that course.
okay?
ODA is a separate. Now, ODA, Oracle Data Integrator, is a very
No,
small
no,
machine
no.
than Exadata.
Data
Hmm.
integrator is different.
Sorry, sorry,
ODA
sorry.
database
Oracle Data
appliance is
Appliance. Sorry,
different.
sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oracle Data Appliance are used by many few customers. Okay. And
Yeah.
that is slowly with the evolvement of ExaCC and ExaCS, na, those are getting replaced. Now, if you see
Mm-hmm.
ExaScale, there's a new service called ExaScale, where you can scale your petabytes of data. That means
Yeah.
create lot of small Exadatas and scale. So with that evolvement, nobody is now interested in ODA and something like that,
Mm.
because they are getting something on a lesser price. Getting the point? And with the massive scale. Now today I want to deploy an Exadata of quarter rack. So there are different racks in quarter rack, half rack, and full rack in Exadata. Now today, let's
Yeah.
suppose I take a Exadata which has a capacity of 100 terabyte, let's suppose, right? And
Mm.
Exadata is sitting in my on-premise. Now, now after a year or after 6 months, I would be consuming that Exadata. That means the storage, the RAM, right? And I would be
Mm-hmm.
on a capacity where 80-90% I'm using that Exadata. And if I'm not using that Exadata 80-90%, then that means somebody has upsell me, right? That means I
Mm-hmm.
have taken a bigger machine. If you are not able to consume, why you have taken that bigger machine? Correct. So
Yes.
two-way sword for the customer. Now the customer says, "Ki bro, I need one more quarter rack." Oracle says
Mm.
that, okay, I'll give you a one more quarter rack. Give me the money. You cannot scale today. You will have to wait for 3-4 months. We will send the machine. The site survey will be done. The machine will be installed. Right? Lot of
Yeah.
things. So he cannot do it today. Now the customer says, bro, my CPU is 90%, my storage is 90%, my RAM is 90%, my production will go down. Why the hell you are asking for 3 months? So the Oracle will say, you should have estimated this early. Why you are
Mm-hmm.
estimating it now? Correct? But
Yeah.
But when some those big enterprises work, they cannot estimate everything. To solve that problem, now the customers, if the customer move to ExaCC or ExaCS or ExaScale, they can scale it within few hours, because cloud gives you random velocity, random CPUs, lot of CPUs, lot of RAMs. You can just add
Okay.
in and scale. So there the difference come. Nobody wants to now move to ODI. Now I'm moving to uh, Gajendra. Uh, Merlin, I'll come to you.
Sir, hi sir, Gajin this side. Sir, I am working as a OS admin. So I
Okay.
already in the OCI batch.
Hmm.
So I want to know like Hexadata, like this course will be fine for me or like it will be only for DBA.
So Gajendra, you are from the OS side, you know OCI. Now you should focus on the configuration of ExaCS and ExaCC and the networking part, right?
Yes.
So you should not focus on the databases much. You should rather focus on the infrastructure of ExaCS and ExaCC and the networking part, and how the backups are stored, how the client subnet backups are working, right? All those things you can work upon. That is for you. So you can still take the course. I'm going to Merlin. Yeah. Merlin, please go ahead.
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
No issues.
I just
Merlin.
want to since you were talking about scaling up, like if you have like Exadata on premise, you get a quarter rack and you need to expand storage.
Mhm.
Is it a process that is did the quarter rack come with a preset RAM, or do you have how do you expand not storage but memory on SG memory on the quarter rack?
In the on-prem,
RAM.
you are asking on-prem Exadata?
Yes.
You cannot. There is a if you want to expand, you have to add a rack. That means if you are on a quarter rack, you have to add another quarter rack or another half rack, right? But that will take some time, because it is
Okay.
not cloud, it is on-prem. So let's suppose you have 100 OCPUs, and now out of 100 OCPUs, you are already using 99% of the OCPU. That means 99 CPUs are getting consumed. The only option you have is a bit of tuning, which will take some time, and adding another hardware, adding another Exadata, or upgrading your quarter rack to half rack. So maybe the customer will immediately add a half rack or a quarter rack. But because it is on-prem, so on-prem it takes time. But in cloud, you can do it in one day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So the other question I have is I was trying to find out if this is only weekend batch or you have any weekly batch, because for the folks in North America, Canada, it's so hard to stick to follow the weekend batch because you have to be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So that's the question I have. Like I wanted
Okay.
to know if we have a
So
weekend batch.
so it's a weekend batch because you will be doing the activities from Monday to Friday. The labs, whatever we'll give you, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'll do all the labs on the Saturdays, Sundays. Now, considering the time from which time zone you are joining, from which zone you are joining, US or where?
EST.
Pardon?
Not EST, Eastern Time
EST.
Zone,
Okay.
New York,
So
Canada.
so this batch, I'll just start a poll. Shruti, can you please help me in creating a poll? And I'll take how many people are interested in morning time and how many are interested in the evening time. So there are two time slots which I'm deciding. So I think we will go with the evening slot usually. That is from 6:30 p.m. IST to 8:30 p.m. IST. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, that sounds good. And
Right.
before I go, I wanted to know, I've skipped, I was part of the OCI batch, but I didn't follow the course all the way through because of the time zone differences. I wanted to know, should I go back to the OCI course before I start with
No. So see,
Exadata, or just
learning OCI is always important. I'll recommend you go to the videos of the OCI. But whatever OCI is required to configure the ExaCC, ExaCS, and Exadata, that I will cover.
okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So
Lalit.
Yeah, hi
in
Krishna. Actually,
one question. So in OCI, what are the contents you're covering? So I'm looking for advanced networking side.
So in the
Um,
OCI, we have around 70% of the advanced networking, but don't worry. Right.
okay.
Whatever I cover has a lot of labs and a lot of so 60. If you talk about the OCI or any cloud, 60 to 70% it is networking, bro. So you can take the syllabus from Learnomate and check what is there.
Okay.
It's approximately 70% networking.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Next question, Sudhir. Yeah, go ahead, Sudhir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think your name is Krishna. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, my question is it's a little bit high. It will take a minute. It's fine.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm working one of the organization. The organization having supporting the 1,000 clients. Okay, each client is one production database and multiple non-prod databases. Okay, around 2,000 more databases were working the DBAs. Okay, the DBA count is around 16. Okay, 6 members is working as a project DBA and a few remaining people working as a rotational. Each shift to 2 peoples. Okay, so the problem, what happened to me, when each customer what they're doing, what we have developed, when the customer is, we are used to give the 4 hours of downtime for each customer for patching, including application, OS, DB, everything. So what we are doing, eh, all 1,000 databases and for production and non-prod more than 1,000 database. A week we doing the 1 week for non-prod, 1 week for the production. So these are we have did some automation. So this is one patching automation. Another thing is database creation also automation and backups also automated, restore recovery also automated. I mean to say, if the customer wanted to do clone, I don't want to involve. The customer will request the service request. Service no ticket itself will log into the production. It's to taking the data and replicate into the non-prod. So I mean to say, 1,000 customers, if you submitted the cloning in one day also, I'm not involving to do the clone. Even 1,000 clones is running for one day without a DB interaction. That productivity we have built it. So this is one clone automation. Even customer wanted to do restore also anytime they can do themselves, but submitting the service no request. Request is still taking the DevOps tools and doing the things. Okay, what happened? We struggled it one more than 2 to 3 years, but I worked
Hmm.
here 1.6 years. Okay.
Hmm.
In this 1.6 years, I worked as a shift DBA. The remaining 6 out of 10 DBA in the shift DBAs. Okay.
Hmm.
6 DBAs is working as a project DBA. They are doing the automations.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
After 1.56 years, what happened to my project? They kept 3 DBAs for the project DBAs. Okay.
Hmm.
In the normally each person having two persons in shift, they removed one person from the shift, and they
Hmm.
put only one on-call DBA if in case one person is on leave. So
Hmm.
in this scenario, we are having the technologies golden currently Oracle database and file system and as well Oracle data guard. Okay.
Hmm.
This is also the productivity. Even though customers wanted to doing the some changes in the scripts also, that like as a delivery is also doing over the pipeline. Okay. So
Sudhir,
this
I
is
got your
happened.
point. Sudhir, I got your point. Now the
Yeah.
customer is in on-premise, right?
Cloud.
Cloud.
Actually, this
Which
is
cloud?
cloud.
OCI you are using? OCI?
Azure.
Azure
Uh,
Cloud. Okay.
yeah, my question is, after this all doing things, they given the I'm working in the morning shift. The 2 o'clock mail came. 2:15 my account got locked. They left me. But before that, I appreciate that organization. They given to me for my experience is 6 years. The salary I
Hmm.
got 6 times 6 for
Hmm.
6 years. They have used to me my knowledge and used to build the product without anything, without human interaction. They build a product like that.
Hmm.
Oracle database restore, recoveries, point in time, everything is automated. So there
Hmm.
is a scope got decreased. So what the situation of my team has left to fight 6 to 7 members now. So that if I'm going to give the interviews for other organization, they're not able to match 6 times 6 package to me. So what to do now?
So now what? So correct. Exactly. That is what I was explaining up till now. See, that is
Yeah.
what I said. If you see my slide, right? What I
Mm.
said. There is a in the first slide itself. I told you
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
shift from a DBA to a platform engineer. Now up till now, do you know Exadata?
Yeah, no.
Do
Actually,
you know
they're also
ExaCC? Hold
yes.
on, Sudhir, 1 minute. Do you know
Yeah.
ExaCC? Do you know ExaCS?
No.
Do you know how the deployment happens? Do you know how the control panel works? Do you know how it works on the Azure? If I ask you to make a tunnel between an Azure and the OCI so that the Exadata machines can talk to each other or the application can talk to the Exadata, do you know that? Do you know how we can deploy Exadata using Terraform? Do you know how automations can be built using ChatGPT and Cloud, which can work on which can take a backup and which can do all the tasks which you are seeing right now? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying, see, you have invested a lot of time, you have done a great job. You have done a great job. And every
Yeah.
company utilizes us, right?
Yeah.
That is where
That's
they
great.
pay us, right? So we can't,
Yes.
I mean, we can't avoid that, right? So that
Yeah.
they are utilizing us and they are giving us the money, the dollar value, right? But now I am talking about the expansion horizontally and vertically. Now, for example, if you see this console, this is a deployment console. This is built by me, right? This is a deployment console. How the subnets and how the clusters for Exadata will work, how the VCNs will be created, CIDRs, NSGs, ExaCC deployment methods, ExaCS deployment methods, autonomous database deployment methods, DBCS deployment methods. A lot of things are there. It is automatically generating the Terraform. What you are saying, right? See this.
Yes. You are
My
right.
agent is automatically generating the Terraforms in the background
Mm.
as per the architecture. Are you getting my point? So
Got it.
we have to expand horizontally and vertically both. That means in terms of understanding new infrastructures, that is horizontally. In terms of understanding the automations and what things we should not do. Today, if somebody would ask me to write a OCI CLI code, I will not write. I will understand the architecture. I will make ChatGPT write it. Maybe I spend 1 hour on testing this, right?
Yeah.
Today in the morning itself, somebody gave me to install the Apex tool, right? I collected all the documents, plugged it into the AI agent, asked the AI agent to give me a plan. Because I understand the infrastructure, I understand the database, I understand how the OCI CLI work. I created a script and did the installation of Apex. Simple, right? I did not went ahead and read all the documents, but I should have the knowledge of what is the jump host, how to connect the jump host, what are the bastion sessions, what are the bastion networks. Are you getting my point? So expanding.
Yeah.
Now, the kinds of automation cloud has given, nobody can match that. We can't write that automation. We have to use that properly. Now, if you see this is a database, now if you see go to Oracle AI data, there are fleet of databases, and everything is for different purpose. Autonomous AI is for different purpose. Global distributed autonomous is for different purpose. Exadata, ExaScale is for different purpose. Base service is different. Cloud at customer is different. So this is horizontal expansion. You are expanding your profile horizontally. That is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope I answered your question, Sudhir.
Yes,
Thank you.
Krishna. Yeah, the same thing. Even whoever the existing having, they're not layoff. They're building the product same whatever we did the automation. It exists at a level and golden gate level. For them,
Correct.
because of that reason, they kept in the position. Some remaining
Correct,
people
correct.
they laid off.
So that is what happens, and that is what I am also focusing the guys to do it. I am also focusing you guys to do the same thing. My focus is same. What your company is, what your company's focus seems to be, right? Once you understand the architecture today, you can build a product around it.
Okay.
Okay,
And
need to close in next 5 minutes actually. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
last 2-3 questions more. So anybody else who has some question?
Yeah, hi
Krishna,
Krishna.
Yeah, please go
Actually,
ahead.
I have
sorry.
one question. What is the difference between that application and database normally running from the VMs in the cloud and Exadata, and what benefit we are getting from the Exadata? Can you explain in detail?
See, Exadata is something which runs your database. It doesn't runs your application. The applications will connect to the Exadata, right?
So from in cloud from normal VM, we can also. What is the main difference
There is
that I want to know?
there's a difference of cloud and land. But what difference we have between land and cloud? The same amount of difference is there between Exadata and any normal VM. So normal VM doesn't runs your database. Exadata has a very high performing kind of infrastructure which processes the data very fast in milliseconds. Right. So VM is a normal VM where you can run something. You can install a database, but Exadata is itself an engineered system. So I mean, I would have to take an hour or two to explain this, Vivek. Sorry for this, but there's a huge difference between a VM, and that is what I'm saying. We have to understand the architecture. Once you understand the architecture, then you will get to understand why VM is used, what is a VM, and what is installed on top of VM. Now you cannot install Exadata on top of a VM, but you get a VM inside an Exadata. So that is the difference. In
Actually, in my
Exadata, the VM works on
organization,
Exadata.
yeah, actually, in my organization, all the things are on premise, and our DR site is on cloud, Oracle Cloud.
So I think you should leave your organization now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
Krishna,
try to upskill.
Yeah.
I'm looking, just try to upskill, nothing else. Because there are who are using hybrid, something is on the cloud, something is on the on-premises. It is never about what organizations are doing. It is always
Yeah.
about what we are doing or what
Yeah.
we want to upgrade, right? Now, there are customers who are looking for experts on Exadatas, expert on DevOps, expert on Azure. You become one of them and join another company or upskill yourself, right? I am here to guide you how to upskill. Every organization has a different infrastructure. That is okay. Whosoever pays me more money for my more skill, I'll join there. Simple.
hey Krishna, this is Sarana.
Yeah, Saruna, please go ahead.
Krishna, sorry for that. I just joined probably 15 minutes back because of
Okay.
some other
No
issues.
issues.
So I am basically like I want to understand like will you be taking this session another time or any intro session or something like that, or I'm basic to Exadata. So I just wanted, will you be covering all the topics, including like any automations on the patching and all those stuff?
Yeah,
Everything?
you see the labs. Yes, you see the labs, the kind of labs we have. See the labs. Even I will be giving you a simulator to work on all the cell CLI commands. You see the labs. Everything is custom built, right? You will be doing each of the labs here. Troubleshooting the Exadata cell servers. I'll give you the cell server. I'll give you
So will there be lab sessions where we can see the Exadata where we will work on that? You mean?
So I will give you the ExaCScale machine, the DBCS system, and the autonomous system to practice everything. Even you can see in my tenancy, the system is live as of now.
Oh, okay.
See, the
All
system
right.
is live as of now.
Sure. At
Right.
what time the batch will be commencing? I just
The batch is in the Saturday, Sundays evening. So I will take a poll now. Maybe I'll create a
I,
poll.
I am in CST, Krishna.
I think
So
usually the 7 p.m. IST time suits most of the guys.
7.
So it's
6:30
only
p.m.
on
IST.
weekend or weekdays also?
Weekend, weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. And on Monday
Okay.
to Friday, you will be practicing the labs on this machine. I'll request you guys to sit for 1 hour daily from Monday to Friday and practice these labs. And there are plethora of labs to complete. You will go mad.
Okay, 6 to
Okay.
7 for CST. What time you are telling, Krishna? I mean,
I am telling IST time.
IST time. Okay.
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
Okay.
Shubham.
what would be the course fees?
So for that, please check with Learnomate. Please check with Learnomate.
Okay.
And 1 second, somebody has created a poll. Shruti, have you created a poll? Why I'm not getting the option to create the poll, Shruti? Please
I
don't
have
do that.
created.
Okay. Okay. No, so you created a wrong poll. Let me end the poll. I can see the option now. And let me take the inputs from the guys. I'm creating a poll. I can see the option. 1 second. No. So Shruti, can you please create a poll? I cannot create.
I
Create
have
a poll.
already created.
No, but 1 second. Your poll is.
7:30.
But the poll should say that one batch we can take at 11 a.m. IST, another is 7 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. IST. Can you please create a poll and let me see
Okay.
how many people are interested in which one? So guys, I'll give you a lot of systems to work on that. Don't worry. And I have a complete portfolio which I'll give you, and it will be very easy for you to understand how the deployment happens. Okay. I've given you the link also. You can go ahead and study that link. Okay. 6:30 a.m.,
Hello,
6:30 p.m. or 7, what you have said. 1 second. Shruti, your poll is wrong actually.
I have.
It's 11 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. Create one poll for 11 a.m. IST and one for 6:30 p.m. IST.
Okay.
And it's a 1 hour duration or 2 hour duration class?
2 hour Saturday, 2 hour Sunday. Sometimes it can take a bit long, around
Okay.
2.5 or 3 hours also. When we configure some critical machines like DBCAs and autonomous, so sometimes it can take 30 minutes extra.
Hi, this is Ahmed. Can I have a question, please?
Yeah, Ahmed, please go ahead.
Yeah, this training will gonna be starting 16 of this month, May, right?
That's correct.
Is it going to be happened again, or this is only one chance going to be?
Sorry, come again. What you said?
Is it going to be the similar batch of similar training or similar course will gonna be happened again in the next month or in
So
the
from the
next few
next time,
months?
we will actually, it is actually very difficult for me or for anybody to combine all the three things together. That means OCI, Exadata, and ExaCC. From the next time, the course will be divided into two parts. One will be Exadata and one would be ExaCC and CS. So two parts. So whosoever learns Exadata and knows Exadata will be registered in ExaCC CS, and whosoever don't know, don't know Exadata, that has to come first to Exadata and then go to ExaCC CS. So that is how the next time it will be divided.
Okay, what is the duration for the course?
40 hours approx.
Nearly how months gonna be? 1 month or 2 months?
Approximately 45 days to 2 months.
45 2 months.
Hello, sir. Time will be 11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. IST, ne?
That's correct, Shruti.
Hello, Krishna, sir.
You created the poll, Shruti.
Yes, sir.
Guys, can you please give the polls? But I cannot see that poll. Can you delete the rest polls? I can see 3 polls. Okay, now the poll is on my screen. 11 a.m. IST, 6:30 p.m. IST. Guys, can you please start voting? Okay. Evening batch.
And this
Are you
is for
explaining
Saturday,
anything else? I
Sunday.
need to drop for another
Pardon?
call.
Sorry?
Are you explaining anything else? Because
No,
I have another
I'm
call.
done. I'm now just collecting the poll. I have another call starting, so I'll jump off. And I think you
Yes,
got
yes,
an,
yes.
I think
Yes,
I was able to give a fair idea about this combination, what we are going to do in this course.
yes, yes.
So is it for Saturday and Sunday? The
Saturday and Sunday, yes.
11 a.m. Okay.
Okay. I think most of the people, 27 have voted. Rest of the guys, there are 56 people around. Rest have dropped off. Guys, please, can you please vote? It is important for us to understand.
Oracle release going to be 23i, right?
Ahmad, sorry, come again.
The training will gonna be for the version of Oracle DB 23i.
23 and 26 AI is also covered in that.
Okay.
We will configure the databases. We'll show you how to upgrade, and the basic features of vector search and all we'll cover. Lot of materials there. Don't worry. Lot of things are there. You just check with the syllabus. I have written everything detailed in the syllabus.
Okay. This demo recording is there also available so that
You
we
can get
check
it
for...
with Learnomate, please. Check with
All
Learnomate.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Thank you so much.
73% voted. Yes, the course is suitable for a 4-year experience Oracle DBA, definitely. Even a 1-year or 2-year DBA can do this. 73% voted. Okay. Thank you, guys. Shruti, you can end the poll. I got what I wanted. Thank you.
Sir.
Okay. So, guys, take care. Let's meet in the session. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Okay,
nice
thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.